Hello everyone, welcome to Voice of Liberty. My name is Adenusi Olajumoke. I'll be talking on a series that I called The Miracle Mind. Today I'll be introducing the meaning of the mind and the development of the mind and also the power of the mind. The mind. What is the mind? Man on his own, the human being, is a tripartite man in nature, and it consists of the spirit, the soul, and he has a body. The spirit is where God communicates with us, and our body is the physical part of our being. In Genesis chapter 2, God formed man from the dust of the ground and breathed the breath of life into his nostrils. That breath is the spirit, and the dust from the ground he used to form the body. And then man became a living person, a living soul. The soul of man is the mind which composes of our thoughts, our feelings, our emotions, our intellects and imaginations. Now, let's look at the development of the mind. The mind develops through information gotten from our physical senses. All this forms a foundation of thoughts in our mind. The book of Proverbs 23 verse 7 says, as a man thinks in his heart, so is he. So the thought of a mind forms the whole being of a man. Thoughts are gotten from information. So whatever enters into the heart of man forms what he will believe and what he will stand for. Our thought leads to words, utterances, and our words proceed to action. What we do, our actions becomes our habit, things that we do continually. And this one also form our character, the way we are. Our mind developed from our thoughts. Now let's go to what I call the power of the mind. Anyone who does not thrive in ideas has placed a limitation to his mind. The mind must be developed. The mind is so powerful that it is the whole being of man. Like I said, Proverbs 23 verse 7, as a man thinks in his heart, so is he. So if a man thinks success, he becomes success. He lives a life of success. If a man thinks evil, he also brings out evil from within him. So the power of the mind is so strong, so powerful. So anyone who does not thrive with ideas, with good ideas, will actually be limited on earth. And anybody who has developed his mind to reasoning well, to thinking well, to thinking the word of God, we actually live a better life. In Genesis chapter 11, the children of men decided in their heart to build a city and a tower that will get to heaven. And they said, let us build a city and a tower whose top may reach unto heaven. And in the next verse, God came down to see the city which they were building. And he said, behold, the people is one, and they have all one language. And this they begin to do, nothing will be done to restrain them, which they have imagined to do. So, what they have imagined to do, God himself couldn't stop them. Their imagination already built the tower, and they were already working at it. and they were getting close to building a tower that will get to heaven. Even though they had not started the work physically, but they have already completed it in their mind. And because it's already done in the mind, it's as good as done. So the mind is powerful. Once a man set out in his mind to accomplish something, and the inventions we see today existed first in the mind of a man. The microphone existed as an idea in the mind of a man. The television was an idea in the mind of a man. The chairs, furniture, they all existed as an idea in the mind of a man. And once it existed in the mind, and the mind concluded in its creation, definitely it's as good as done. Today we see all forms of invention. It all started from the mind. So the mind is very important. The mind is very powerful. So setting your mind to do a thing is very, very important. And when you set your mind to achieving a goal, it is as good as done. So the mind thrives on ideas. The mind thrives on thoughts. Now imagine if your heart thrives more on divine ideas, divine inspirations, divine thoughts.